delighted to be joined by Hendon manager Lee Allinson. Lee, how are you?
Yeah, very well, Steve. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. So we last spoke a few weeks ago where you broke the news that Jonathan North had left us. So a few weeks have passed. We've had a couple of trial games, I believe. Player-wise, where are we? What can you tell us?
Yeah, I think we're in a good position. I think the majority, I'm hoping, are going to stay. It's a strange time in the year, obviously, as you know, because this would normally be us just finishing the season, and it feels like we're kind of just starting. We've got feelers out for some players, but like anything, not many want to commit at the moment, which you can totally understand. They're holding out for other clubs and the best deals that they can get. But I feel like we're in a really good position as a club. You know, we've had some trialists through the door, and it's good to have them trialists now and maybe not in June, July when we go back again, because we're able to then work on a 22-man squad, which is what I'm trying to work to. And yeah, it's been nice to be back. We have one more training tomorrow night, and then we'll break them for sort of 4 to 6 weeks. Get rested, boys have worked hard, and then come back sort of end of June, ready to go for a long, hard season.
So do you feel this has been a worthwhile exercise? Obviously, it's been really unusual getting players in for kind of a month in April, then sending them away again to then come back a few weeks after that. Has it been good to get them back in for a few weeks?
Yeah, I think it has. I think it's been really beneficial. I think you have to, work out that we've had it hard. As you know, we've had plenty of conversations on this as a step-free football club and the step-free sides around us and 4, 5 and 6, because we all stopped playing. And I just felt to go from October, November, where we've not trained, not played, to then have 4 or 5 months off before going back to pre-season would have been too much. We brought the boys back in at the end of March, start of April, and we've had some good sessions. We've had a couple of training matches, trial games, which I've got a lot out of. It's allowed us to move some boys on and keep 1 or 2 around, and it's been enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed it. And the boys have worked extremely hard, and they've committed, they've come in and they've worked hard, and that's all you can ask.
So there is some really good news. I don't think there's any new names you can tell us yet that have definitely signed on, but a player from last season, I understand, has committed and signed a contract for the next season. Who's that?
Yeah, Joe White, fantastic signing for the club again. And I have to say, it's not, this is not just down to me getting Joe White over the line. I think people like Nick Archer coming, and it's great for me as a manager to have the support of Nick. Fantastic for me. Contract negotiations are hard work at the best of times. And when you want someone so much like Joe and we want to keep him, we have to get the right deal. And when I'm in a fortunate position, Nick's fantastic at that. If I ask Nick to deal with Joe, Nick deals with him, he gets him over the line. And that's what we want as a football club. So this is not just a management team thing. I think this is a whole thing of the club, which is really good and supportive for the management team to have people like Nick there, and Simon supporting it as well, because we've had many meetings about Joe. We found him as number 1 target to keep for the season, him and Lucas Perry, and we've managed to do that. And for me, it's a great signing. He's in the best shape I've ever seen Joe. He's worked extremely hard. He went through a lot of hard stuff last year in the season, which not many people will know about, and he's pulled himself through, and he's in fantastic shape. I'm excited by him. And to get him here for another year, I think shows as a football club what we want to do. And that's what we want, and as I say, Nick Archer, a massive part of that, bringing Joe back and the board. And I'm really happy to be able to announce it.
So that's really good news, but I think some disappointing news about our centre-half, Eddie Oshodi.
Yeah, it looks like Eddie's chosen to retire, and I have to respect that. And I think a lot of clubs will be in that kind of bracket this year with players that some have excelled in other things in life, not just football. And as much as I am football, I said to you before, I enjoyed my family time in the lockdown. It was nice to get a clear head and refresh and go again. And Eddie's done that, and he's working on a lot of stuff away from football, and he feels like, and this is why I've got so much respect for Eddie Oshodi, because he won't take money under false pretenses. He won't just give me another deal and I'll be here and not really be committed. He feels like he hasn't got that winning appetite at the moment, and he can't commit. And that's, for him to say, he won't be going elsewhere. He's going to take a break from the game. And if he was to come back, he'd walk straight back to Hendon. And that's the big thing for me. So I have to respect him. Fantastic man. Great for the football club. Going to be a huge, huge miss. But I've got so much time and respect for him. And he come in a really difficult time last year and showed us a lot of faith. And I want to realise that Eddie played for zero money for 6 weeks to prove that he was back to his best. And I think we see that in Eddie. So a big loss, but have to respect it. And we have to try and to replace him.
So pre-season, so the players, as you say, have one last kind of training session, get together, then they go away again. So do you have a date then for official pre-season?
Yes, it will be, I say one more training session tomorrow night. And then we'll break then till the 29th of June. When then we'll come in as normal and work really hard. We'll have 5 or 6 sessions before the first game, and then we're loaded with games, which I think is going to be important because again we've had such a long break, and I see that on our training match on Saturday from the week before where I felt that we looked razor sharp. To be fair, considering we hadn't done a lot to Saturday, I thought we looked a little bit heavy, a little bit leggy. And that's to be expected with no football. So we need to get back at the end of June, be ready, raring to go, work extremely hard, and hit them games hard in pre-season.
And have you got a kind of? I know we talked about it last time, and you told us some of the friends. Is our first one at Harpenden still? I think you mentioned last time.
Yeah, we've got a full set, and they'll be out in the next couple of weeks. I believe we've got a real exciting one, which hopefully we'll see us get a good crowd. We're going to welcome back Gary McCann as well, and Hampton, which I'm really looking forward to. A lot of time and respect for Gary for what he's done and what he's done at Hendon. And obviously we'll have the derby between me and my dad, so we can have a shouting match for 90 minutes at each other. And as I say, hopefully it's a real exciting one in there. But we start with Harpenden, Edgware, Olsey. And it's exciting. I can't wait.
Excellent. So that's the first team, but the news broke at the club a few days ago about the Limitless Football Academy, owned by you and your coach, Cameron Mawer. Talk to us all about that. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's something that we've been looking into. We feel that, as coaches and as people, that we should be hitting the Brent area and getting young talent through to our football club, to Hendon and Edgware, and trying to find players that we can move on and progress. And the one thing that we haven't got at the moment is that structure. And by linking with Hendon Football Club, we're able to bring that in. And you see a lot of local clubs that have these schemes and, end up finding an absolute gem and selling them for a lot of money and changing football clubs. And that's what we want to do. We want to work with people. We want to try and set the best example of what we can do at the football club. Training and playing out of Silver Jubilee every day. The classrooms are fantastic. It's a great setup. It's linked with obviously Hendon first team. They've got a pathway into step 3. They've got a pathway into step 5 with Edgware. And we feel that it's an ideal opportunity to stop losing local talent and lads to other clubs. Brent is a big area, and the surrounding areas of Brent. We're not closed off to just Brent, but we've got a lot. London's a big area, and we want to try and find the best local talent that's coached by good coaches, good people that can see people through to first teams and into the Football League, hopefully, and try and create a pathway that we've got good talent coming through the club.
So what sort of age group will these young men be, when you're kind of approaching them to try and get them involved with Hendon?
So we're looking at ages 16 to 23. So they'll, if they're 16 to 18s, they'll be doing BTEC courses, level 2 and level 3. And then you have some bolt-ons with 18 to 23-year-olds and some apprenticeships. And I think, that 23 age group, we really want to try and push and get a really good side together. Again, that, even if you're 16 and you're doing really well and you push into our 23s, if you're doing that, then you're going to be pushing into our first team. And I think you can see, Steve, that we, as a manager myself, and I'm not frightened to give young players a go. You look at Jaden Clark, you look at Luca, you look at Sammy, you look at Simeon, you look at Chase. You're good enough, you play. It's as simple as that, and you'll get your opportunity. And that's the one thing I feel that we can bring. you know, and you're not just someone that just turns up. You know, there's a pathway here, and we want to bring players through to our first team and move them on, and make our football club and Limitless the best that we can, and really get some good talent, and try and make them good people, and move them forward.
And one of the players that you've worked with previously is well known to Hendon fans, and is now plying his trade and has been in Scotland for some time. Junior.
Yeah, Junior Rice, and a massive fan of Junior. You know, I worked with him for a year, and if anyone's got a story, that's Junior. You know, to be released at Wickham, to go to Boreham Wood, to get promoted, to then playing a conference and not getting the side, to then drop down a level, to come to St Albans and work like he did. And you know what, with Junior, he went on and trained on a scheme like this during the day. So, you know, this is what we're offering. We're offering you an opportunity to come and train every day, be a part of something. And that's what Junior done. That's well, he was at St Albans, and then he got his move into the Football League. And look at him now; he's moved forward. You know, he's a big advocate for what we're trying to set up here as well. Junior, a lot of time and respect for the kid. I think he's a fantastic human, and he's someone I'm very close to. And but he's a prime example of what you can achieve with hard work.
And I guess for you as a manager, working, you know, as we all know, not with the most enormous budget. To try and, you know, to get players in and put players on contract, etc., and lure them to the club. The more players like this that you can kind of get through the system and get into the first team, it's a win-win for everybody, surely.
And that's it. And it's a realistic, you know, opportunity at Step 3, you know, because you've got a good chance, you know, going into the conference is tough, into the Football League's even tougher. You know, with us at Step 3, you've got a great chance. And even starting your careers at Edgware and moving forward, then coming into Hendon, you know, we've got a fantastic pathway now. And as I say, as a management team, we're not scared. If you're good enough, you're old enough, you know, and that's as simple as it is. And we can do that. We can move them forward. We can get them in the first team, get them playing, and hopefully move them on from there. And I think if you see with some of the players we've moved on at previous clubs that Cameron's been involved in, I've been involved in, you know, there's an opportunity there to really kick on. And we want that. And I've always said this, you know this, Steve, from me, I'm not here to stand in anyone's way. I want people moving on, because if they're moving on, they're making us better as a football club. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. Let's stop losing local talent to clubs in and around us. Let's try and get these boys in at Hendon Football Club and Limitless, and have a good pathway for players moving forward. A good 23s, a good under 18s, and a good first team is what we're trying to do.